Their friends were shocked by you. You don't even realize what you did to them. To the people who thought they understood me. You walked into my world like a forbidden whisper, and every friend I ever had stood there stunned, because no one was ever meant to reach this close to me. They looked at you as if you were a danger, but they didn't understand the danger was always me. And yet you stood there, unaware, untouched by the storm inside me. You know what haunts me tonight? The way the eyes followed you when you weren't looking. They weren't shocked because you were different. They were shocked because I was different with you. They saw the way my voice shifted, the way my anger melted, the way I didn't let anyone else even breathe near you. They had never seen me soften, never seen me step back from the shadows I lived in, but for you I did. I still don't know whether that makes me powerful or weak. You don't understand how deep you've sunk into me. I can still hear their whispers. He's losing control because of her. They think you've tamed me. They think you've turned the prince they fear into something gentler. Fools. They don't realize you've awakened something darker, something I used to chain inside myself. When I talk to you like this, when I call your name in the silence, it's not softness, it's obsession. It's the hunger of a man who has found the one thing he cannot let go of. If you could see me right now, you'd see the madness you planted in me. You'd see how I run my fingers through my hair, pacing the floor like a man caged in his own kingdom. They want me to stay away from you. They want me to pretend you don't touch the deepest part of me, but I can't. I won't. You're not here in front of me, yet your absence feels louder than anyone's presence ever could. You have no idea how many nights I burn just thinking of you. Do you know what terrifies them the most? The fact that I chose you without hesitation. They've seen me turn kingdoms to ashes without blinking, seen me break a man's will with a single command. But the moment it comes to you, I become someone they can't predict. They're scared because they know I don't listen to warnings. If someone tries to keep you from me, they won't survive the storm I will unleash. And trust me, I don't make threats. I make promises. You have no idea how deep I've fallen. I hate that you're not here. I hate that you don't see what you've done to me. I'm the prince they whisper about in fear. The one who doesn't kneel, doesn't beg, doesn't feel. But when it comes to you, I lose control. I lose the boundaries I built. I lose the rules I wrote myself. You're the one thing I can't command, can't own fully, can't predict. And that makes me crave you even more. You're not here right now, but I'm talking to you anyway, because you've become the shadow following every step I take. They're friends, my friends. They can stay shocked, they can whisper, they can judge. I don't care. You're already a part of me whether you know it or not, and I'm too far gone to pull back now. You don't even realize how deeply you've unsettled me. I sit here alone in my chambers, and it feels like the walls themselves are listening to the way I breathe your name. You're not in front of me, yet it feels like you're standing right behind my thoughts, haunting every corner of my mind. I don't know how you slipped past my defenses. No one ever has. But you did it with a quietness that terrifies me more than any enemy I've ever faced. You changed the way I moved through my own world. I used to walk like I owned every room, like nothing could touch me. But now, every place feels empty unless I imagine you there, and I hate that emptiness. I hate the way it exposes me. My friends noticed it before I did. The way my eyes search for you, even when I know you're not coming. They saw the shift in my voice. Whenever someone mentioned your name, they realized something was happening inside me long before I admitted it to myself. You've turned me into a man who waits. I never waited for anyone. People waited for me, but now I find myself looking at doors, thinking maybe you'll walk through them. I listen to footsteps in the hallway, hoping they're yours. I catch myself pausing mid-command, losing focus because you crossed my mind. And the worst part, I can't hide it anymore. They all see it, they all know, and they're terrified of what it means for me, for you, for all of us. I know what they whisper behind my back. They think you're going to break me, that you're some kind of weakness wrapped in softness. They don't understand that you're the only thing that keeps me from collapsing into the darkness I've lived with all my life. You're the one thing I want to protect, not because the world is dangerous, but because I am. They're shocked because they've never seen me choose someone over power, over pride, over the image I've built. And yet I chose you without hesitation. You don't know the thoughts that keep me awake at night. I lie here imagining your voice, your presence, the way your eyes would hold mine if you stood before me right now. You don't see how you've rooted yourself inside me, how every breath feels incomplete without you. If you could hear the things I tell the silence, your name, your effect on me, the things I do to keep you, you'd understand why they fear what you've created in me. There is a side of me that only you can provoke, the side that doesn't care about consequences. If anyone tried to pull you away, I wouldn't hesitate to destroy everything they've built. It's not a threat. It's simply who I become when something precious is at risk. And you're the one thing I refuse to lose, even if you're far, even if you're silent, even if you don't know the fire you've ignited. I feel it burning every second you're not here. I'm talking to you like this because you've become my quiet obsession. The one thought I carry everywhere, the one name that can steady or shatter me. They can be shocked, they can question, they can fear. It doesn't matter. You've already taken a part of me I never planned to give, and now that you have it, there's no going back. For me, or for anyone who tries to stand between us, you don't realize how loud your absence is. I sit here speaking into the silence as if it belongs to you, as if you're listening from some unseen corner. I shouldn't feel this way, restless, unsettled, but ever since you stepped into my world, nothing inside me has stayed calm. Every breath feels heavier, every thought darker, every emotion sharper, because you're not here to balance any of it. You've turned my solitude into a battlefield. I've never been the kind of man who reaches out for someone who isn't standing in front of him. But with you, it's different. I keep imagining what you would say if you heard my voice right now. Maybe you'd smile, maybe you'd get scared, maybe you'd pretend you don't feel this pull between us. But I feel it. I feel it enough for both of us. And it's maddening, this urge to talk to you even when you're miles away, to claim the silence and shape it into your name. You have no idea how deeply you've invaded my routine. I walk through the palace halls, and every shadow makes me think of you. Every cold breeze reminds me of the warmth you stole from me when you left. My men look at me with confusion, wondering why the prince who never faltered suddenly seems lost in thoughts he'd never share. But I don't owe them explanations. The only one I want to explain myself to is you. Yet you're not here, and I'm left talking to empty air like a man possessed. Sometimes I wonder if you'd understand what you've turned me into. I was a storm before you, violent, unpredictable, feared, but you've turned that storm inward, made it rage against my own chest. They all think I'm losing control, and maybe I am, but not in the way they think. I'm not weak because of you. I'm dangerous because of you, because now I have something to lose and I've never handled that well. I destroy anything that threatens what I want. And right now, all I want is you. I wish you knew the way I defend you when you're not here. They question you, doubt you, wonder how someone like you got this close to someone like me. They don't understand that you didn't try to enter my world. I dragged you into it the moment you caught my attention. You didn't chase me. I chased the idea of you until it became an obsession I couldn't hide. And it shocks them because they've never seen me choose desire over dominance. Nights are the worst. That's when your silence turns cruel. I find myself staring at the floor, imagining your footsteps, staring at the door, imagining your arrival, staring at my own hands, wondering how they would feel if they touched you again. You're not here, and yet you're everywhere in the way my heartbeat shifts, in the way my thoughts wander, in the way my anger rises whenever someone tries to pull me back to reality. I don't know what you're doing right now, but I hope, just for a moment, you feel this pull too, because I'm speaking into the dark like a man confessing to a ghost, hoping you hear even a piece of what I mean. You've taken over the parts of me that were supposed to stay untouchable. And now that you have them, I don't want them back. I just want you. You don't know what it does to me, talking to you like this when you're not here. It feels wrong, yet it feels necessary, as if my mind refuses to stay quiet unless it's speaking your name. I sit here with the weight of the night pressing against my shoulders, and all I can think about is how easily you slipped into my life. You weren't meant to stay, you weren't meant to matter. But now every thought I have is colored by the idea of you, and I hate how helpless that makes me feel. You've turned my silence into your shadow. I used to enjoy the quiet. Now it taunts me because it reminds me you're not near. I keep catching myself glancing toward the door, expecting footsteps that never come. Sometimes I even speak as if you're right in front of me, as if my voice could pull you closer. It's madness, I know that, but you're the only person who has ever made me lose control in such a quiet, dangerous way. And the worst part is I don't want to regain that control. There are moments when I feel the darkness inside me reaching for you, even when you're not here. It's like you awakened a part of me I kept buried for years. The part that obsesses, the part that claims, the part that destroys anything that stands in its way. My closest men can sense it. They watch me with caution, whispering about the shift in my mood, the tension in my voice, the way I go still whenever someone mentions your name. They don't understand that this isn't weakness, it's focus. I found something worth fighting for, and that terrifies them. If you were here, I don't think you'd recognize the man you've turned me into. There's a fire in me that burns only for you, and it doesn't fade with time. It grows. Each hour without you becomes heavier, sharper, almost unbearable. I feel like I'm walking through my own kingdom as a stranger, as if everything familiar has changed just because you're not part of it. You don't realize how powerful your absence is. It shapes me more than any presence ever has. They warn me to stay away from you. They tell me you'll be my downfall, that you'll ruin my judgment, my focus, my control. They think you're a distraction. They think you're fragile. They think you're dangerous in the wrong way. What they fail to understand is that I am the danger here. I'm the one who would burn the world just to take one step closer to you. And that's why they're scared, not of you, but of what I become because of you. Sometimes I wonder if you feel anything close to what I feel. If your thoughts drift toward me when the world grows quiet. If you ever think about the way my voice sounded when I said your name. If you ever replay the moments we shared. I hate that I don't know. I hate that you're far, unreachable, unaware of how deeply you've rooted yourself inside me. But even if you don't feel it, I do. And I can't run from it anymore. So I keep talking to you like this, in the dark, in the silence, in the spaces where no one can hear me but the walls. Maybe one day you'll hear these words. Maybe you won't. But right now, they're all I have of you. And until you return, I'll keep speaking into the emptiness, hoping somehow, somewhere, you feel the pull too. You don't understand how exhausting it is to want someone this much. I sit here, trying to steady my breathing, trying to silence the chaos inside me. But the moment your memory surfaces, everything shatters again. I talk to you even when you're not here because my mind refuses to let you go. It keeps replaying your voice, your presence, the way you looked at me without fear. You don't realize how rare that is, how dangerous it is for someone like me to crave something he can't reach. There's a restlessness inside me now, something sharp and something that didn't exist before you. I'm used to commanding, controlling, bending the world to my will, but I can't bend you. I can't summon you. I can't demand your presence the way I demand loyalty from the world. And that inability burns. It makes me pace the floor, makes me clench my jaw, makes me whisper your name like a man trying to hold on to a dream he knows will disappear if he stops speaking. I can feel the darkness in me twisting whenever I think of you with someone else, talking, laughing, simply existing in a world that doesn't include me. It's irrational, I know that, but it doesn't change the way my chest tightens at the thought. You've become the one thing I can't detach myself from, and it infuriates me, it terrifies me, it electrifies me. The prince people fear has become a man who fears silence, because silence means you're too far away. My friends, my guards, my advisors, they've all noticed. They study my face as if they're waiting for an explosion, as if the wrong word might trigger something dangerous. They're right. I'm not the same. You've thrown my equilibrium off balance. They see it in the way my eyes shift, the way my voice lowers whenever something reminds me of you. They see that I'm distracted, consumed, obsessed. But they'll never understand that what I feel isn't weakness. It's hunger. A hunger I don't plan to hide. If you were standing before me, I'd tell you exactly what you've done. I'd tell you how you've invaded my nights, how my dreams feel more real than my waking hours because they're the only place I can reach you. I'd tell you how I replay every moment we shared, searching for clues, for reasons, for anything that explains why I can't get you out of my blood. I'd tell you how my anger rises whenever I remember that you're out there living your life without realizing you've wrecked mine. Sometimes I wonder if fate laughs at me, a prince surrounded by power, loyalty, fear, undone by someone who didn't even try. Someone who walked into my world without knowing she'd leave footprints across my soul. You didn't plan this. You didn't do anything intentionally, but that's what makes it worse. You changed me without meaning to. You touched a part of me I kept locked away, a part of me that shouldn't have awakened. And now that it's awake, it refuses to sleep again. So I'm here talking to you through the silence once more, not because I expect an answer, not because I'm hoping for a miracle, but because speaking to you, even when you're absent, feels better than pretending I don't feel this pull tearing me apart. One day, you'll know. One day, these words won't be whispered into empty air. One day, you'll hear exactly what you've done to me. And when that day comes, I don't know if it will save me or destroy me, but I know this, I won't stop. I can't. You've become the one thing I refuse to let slip out of my world.